I've been waiting for this day for what feels like an eternity, and it has finally come. The Buffalo Bills football season is here, which means each and every week leading up to the game and beyond the game, after the game, you'll be seeing me right here on the Thomas Take Sports Podcast, pregame and postgame coverage all season long for the Buffalo Bills football season. What's happening, everybody? I'm Ryan Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. A lot of awesome things are ahead, not just because football season's back, but because we have the best fan base in the world, and the fan base can finally attend these games. I expect 73,000 strong at Highmark Stadium for the Buffalo Bills home opener today, and I expect 73,000 strong for the remainder of the season. I know one thing. I know a lot of people, Bills fans, they're starved to go to a game. I can't wait to go to another game. I went to the preseason game a couple weeks back, had a great time, and I look forward to attending again. You like the new digs? Check out the new digs. My new Buffalo Bills jersey, Stephon Diggs. I had to represent for the man that didn't just come to take part in Buffalo. He took over in Buffalo, shattering single-season receiving records, as did Josh Allen, shattering every single season quarterback franchise record in Buffalo Bills history. I want to start the show off. This is a pregame show to the Buffalo Bills matchup today with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But what do we know now compared to last season? Somewhat a 2020 retrospect. Going into last season, we didn't quite know how great this Buffalo Bills offense could be. We didn't quite understand where Josh Allen was at. We really needed to know, could he be elite? Well, I answered that question and then some. So going into this one now, going into this season, the expectations are sky high. I would be shocked to see anyone not pick Buffalo to win the AFC East this season, despite the new additions that the Patriots have had, despite the new additions that the Miami Dolphins have had. And the New York Jets are a much different team than what they were last year. You got to throw that out there as well. But this season, I can't remember a season in my lifetime where the expectations have been so high, and rightfully so. Not only are the expectations so high, but the expectations are realistic for a team that is coming off of a 13-3 2020 season, a 2020 AFC East title, as well as a 6-0 undefeated and undisputed AFC East record by the Buffalo Bills last season. Can they do that well again in what is now a 17-week, 17-game season schedule? We're about to find out as they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in the home opener. I want to remind you guys that you can throw your comments down in the comments section below. I want to remind you guys as well, for the first time in the history of the show, you can call in by adding myself, Ryan Thomas, on Facebook, and call in via not Factbook. It's not Factbook. I misspelled there. Facebook Messenger. So if you have me on your friends list and Facebook Messenger, you can call me on Facebook Messenger. I'll take your call right now on the show, live, answer your questions, hear your thoughts on this game between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are your own keys to victory before I get into mine? Or as I get into mine, I'll hear yours. So I'll leave the phone lines are open, and I'll let you guys kind of figure that out. I know for a fact that if you guys are friends of mine on Facebook, you will easily be able to add me or call me via Facebook Messenger. It's super easy. You just go to Facebook Messenger, Ryan Thomas, give me a call. So I'm expecting a call soon. I know that's a feature that a lot of Bills fans have wanted me to add to the show, and I'm happy to do it in this format. So, yeah, how about them apples? So this is the Thomas Take Sports Podcast morning pregame show, week 1, Buffalo Bills versus Pittsburgh Steelers. The season is finally here. The sun looks like it's trying to come out. It's peeking out behind the clouds. It's a pretty dreary, rainy day, but where else would you rather be than in Orchard Park, New York right now? I feel jealous, to be honest, in regards to the 75s or 73,000 fans that are there. I wish I was there for the game today, but I couldn't make that happen. But nonetheless, we'll be watching it on the TV, hearing the commentating, hearing the love and praise that Buffalo Bills fans will be showering towards the team during the game. So with that being said, I want to get into the keys to victory for this Buffalo Bills game. The keys to victory, as always, are 3 keys to victory, as well as I will provide you 3 things to watch for in this game. What are 3 topics that you guys should be keeping your eyes out on? I'll be keeping my eyes out on that are different from last season's Buffalo Bills team, something that I'm looking forward to. And I want to see here. I feel like I got a call, but I might have missed it. Wouldn't that be terrible if I missed the first call for this show? I don't think I did. I think it was just a notification. Thank God. But I'm expecting a ton of Bills fans to be hopping on here. We have a wide variety of Facebook groups I'm a part of. This past, Friday night, I was out at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Rochester, New York, with the 24/7 Buffalo crew and the 24/7 Fandemonium group. A lot of great fans in that group, and a lot of great fans were in attendance for the event on Friday night. I got a chance to take part and attempt to take over 24/7 Buffalo Fandemonium show. I really enjoyed meeting a lot of new Bills fans that I'd never met before and fans that had tuned into my show, which I greatly appreciate, of course. And it was really cool, putting some faces to some names that are just names that pop up in the comments section. I want to remind you guys as well to please throw down your comments in the comment section below for this video. If you can't call me, throw down a comment. I love to get to the comments, love to hear what you guys have to say and your thoughts on all things Bills football. We had the Bills Army, get a ton of Bills groups here that are joining me now on the show. So let's get to the keys to victory. I know for certain that this show will be a show that will fall in line with how the Buffalo Bills can and honestly should win this game. I would be just stunned. I'd be shocked. I would be speechless if the Buffalo Bills come away with an L today. I'd be shocked. I feel like everything should go their way today. This should be a game that the Bills come away with a big W at home in front of their fans for the first time in quite some time. And for a morning show, I know one thing is for certain. Bills fans woke up bright and early, as I did, and they weren't able to get back to sleep. They weren't able to get back to sleep because they know that this team is ready to not just take part, but take over the AFC. Last season was really only scratching the surface on what was the full true potential of this team. And I know for certain that Bills fans came away with that thought from the 2020 AFC title game, 2021, I guess, like 2020, 2021 AFC title game between the Bills and Chiefs. They came away thinking that we are better than that. We are much better than that. Now we have a shot. Now we have a chance to redeem ourselves. And that is what makes this season so exciting. How can the Buffalo Bills redeem themselves from last season? In what ways can we show some differences? And I think that is my first and foremost key to victory. We know the strength of this team lies within the offensive side of the ball based on how successful we were last season, but that's not me necessarily sleeping on how great our defense can be. But my first key to victory is to show something different offensively. Last year, we were so successful dinking and dunking it down the field. And yes, you don't want to, shy away from your strengths. You don't want to deviate from what made you, contenders last year for the Super Bowl last season. But these opposing coaches had an entire offseason to meticulously prepare for this Buffalo Bills offense and how they were successful last year. They had all offseason long to put it on tape to check out how was Josh Allen able to find the open receiver. In what ways were the receivers able to get open? Guys like Stephon Diggs, rookies like Gabriel Davis, how were they able to get so open, and how was Josh Allen afforded the amount of time necessary to find those receivers. So I think we have to show something a little bit different today. I think Brian Daboll, Ken Dorsey, the offensive coaches inside the Buffalo Bills organization, definitely took the time to add different pieces to this team that would make this offense run just a little bit different or show a different wrinkle. You're not going to throw out the entire strengths of your offense, of course, but if you can show differences in what you did last year compared to this year, I think that would be a sign of evolving as an offense, evolving as a coaching staff, evolving really as a franchise. That, yeah, we did what we did last year, but let's try to do some things a little bit differently to show the opposition that we are a much different team than what we were last year. This isn't just us throwing a dart at a dartboard hoping it'll hit a bullseye. This is the Buffalo Bills evolution that we hadn't seen during the drought years. So I look forward to seeing that, hopefully seeing that, and I will go into how I expect to see that in this show. Key to victory number 2, a man that I will have my eyes on in this game closely, watching very closely, a rookie running back that I drafted for fantasy football this year, none other than Steelers rookie running back out of Bama, rookie running back Najee Harris. Najee Harris was a name that was thrown around in the mock draft circles by Buffalo Bills fans as someone that Buffalo really wanted. Felt like Buffalo needed that home run hitter as a running back. I disagreed. I'm happy that Brandon Beane agreed with me, maybe not agreeing with me literally, but in the process, agree with me in the sense that Devin Singletary and Zach Moss are good enough. They can get the job done. We didn't need to invest a first-round draft choice in a running back. I'm thankful that the Bills did not do that. The Steelers did, however. Gone is James Conner. In is Najee Harris. And Najee Harris, he's had a very impressive preseason. No doubt about it. He's looked very good. I truly feel that he could be one of the better running backs for many years to come in the National Football League. This is week 1. This is day 1 for Najee Harris in the National Football League, and who better for us for Najee Harris to go up against than the Buffalo Bills away. He even said as much himself that going to an away stadium allows you to maybe shut off the haters, turn off the noise by how you play on the field. I personally liked that. I didn't take offense to it. I know a lot of Bills fans on Twitter weren't too happy about it, but I liked the thought that here's a player, a rookie. He understands what's at stake for him in this game, this big moment. He knows what's at stake as far as the pressure of preparing and performing. He's willing to take the chance and willing to know what will take place prior to that ball being handed to him. That, yeah, the fans are going to be very loud in Orchard Park, New York. They're very excited. They're ready to watch the Bills, and they're going to stop. They're going to be a factor in this game. No doubt about it. The 12th man is real, of course, in Western New York and in Orchard Park, New York. But I think containing Najee Harris is key, because I think Najee Harris is going to be a vital piece of the Pittsburgh Steelers game plan. And truthfully, when I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and the complexion of their roster, Big Ben Roethlisberger is on his last legs. He's 39 years old. You bring in a Najee Harris to round out your offense. Last year, the Steelers had a very difficult time running the football. And I think Najee Harris was brought in to obviously fix not only that, but to take a little bit of pressure off of Big Ben Roethlisberger. Take a little bit of pressure off of this old quarterback, frankly. And physically, I'm not saying it like, he's Tom Brady at 45 physically is in more, shall I say, better physical condition than Najee Harris. So, or not than Big Ben Roethlisberger. So that's how I'm looking at it. You see the ticker there. Call in by adding Ryan Thomas on Facebook and call in via Facebook Messenger. If you're watching this right now, I got more than 12, 15 people on right now. I'll have more people on as this show progresses. We're going to be on for another 30 minutes or so. Hop on, fire a call in. Why the hell not? I'd enjoy hearing from you guys as much as possible. So we'll make that happen. So that's how I see that second key to victory. Najee Harris, I think he's going to get the ball often in this game. I see 20 potential carries for Najee Harris. Now, the stat line of Najee Harris depends on us. We have to stop him. But I think Pittsburgh is going to feed Najee Harris the football, whether it's via the run game or the passing game. We'll find out. And key to victory number 3. If they can't run the ball, if we're able to shut down Najee Harris, I think this is a much simpler, easy game. If we can pressure Big Ben, pressuring Big Ben now, as I alluded to, is much easier than what it was 5, especially 10 years ago. Pressuring Big Ben was a tall task 5, 10 years ago. Every once in a blue moon, you see glimpses of why Big Ben is referred to as the master evader, the master extender, as far as someone that can extend a play. Big Ben can still do that, not nearly as well as he used to do that, but Big Ben can definitely still do that. I think we have to pressure him. And that falls into what I feel is essential for what to watch for. Before I get into that, I want to get into some comments. Tim Giles, longtime listener, longtime viewer of the Thomas Take Sports podcast, says, "Yo, Mr. Buffalo, calling it now. Bills go 13-4 on the season and go all the way to the Super Bowl." The key is, does Tim think the Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl like I do? I think he does, but maybe he doesn't want to go that far. We'll see. Week 1, folks. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but I think the Bills have what it takes. If everything goes according to plan, everybody stays healthy, I don't see how that doesn't happen. Cody White, going to be a good game. Nervous about the run defense, but I'm excited to see the difference with the new faces and having Star back. Yes, I agree. Good game to be nervous. Going to be a good game. Nervous about the run defense. I'm a little bit nervous about the run defense too. That is something to keep our eyes out on. That's what I was going to say is something to watch for. So Cody stole that one for me. And folks, check out Bryce Vandermaas and Cody White, Slowest Buffalo in the Herd. Awesome group. Facebook, check them out. Instagram, check them out. Throw them the plug that they deserve. But I am a little bit worried about the run game as well. I feel like last year that was the worst part of this team. We saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire, CEH, run through Buffalo like a hot knife through butter. He looked like Barry Sanders on one drive. He looked like Walter Payton on the next drive. It was ridiculous. I hope to the football gods that we never see anything like that again. It was when a team is running the ball on you, it is demoralizing, not just for the opposing defense, but it's demoralizing to the crowd. It's demoralizing to the viewer. And that's why I feel like Najee Harris is going to get fed in this game, a big buffet of carries. And whether those carries are successful, whether we stop him, obviously that's another top. But I just simply feel that Najee Harris is going to get the ball in this game. And this Buffalo Bills run defense better be prepared for it. Adam Huxell, he wrote a comment that it's when I click the comments here on the streaming program, it could hide my face. So rather than click his comment, I'm actually just going to read it off. And I really appreciate the comments that you guys are throwing at me. Maybe not the perfect game, but I have the Steelers, the Bills. Big difference. I have the Bills winning 31-21. I have a couple thoughts. Steelers drop a couple balls that don't seem big, but end up hurting them. Bills can't get overconfident with the lead. Roethlisberger isn't fast, but is efficient. A couple sacks and a turnover or two will be big for the Bills defense. Not a wow game, but good signs. I like that comment. The part that rings true to me is that Roethlisberger isn't fast, but he is efficient. I think Big Ben is more efficient now than he was in years past because you're seeing more short throws from Big Ben because he can't necessarily drive the ball down the football field the way he could 5-10 years ago, even 2-3 years ago, to be fair. The Steelers have a wide array of weapons for Big Ben to throw to, whether it's Juju Smith-Schuster, whether it's Deontay Johnson, or my guy, Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. I greatly feel that those three weapons are going to be a tall task for any team. And this really is a great test matchup for the Buffalo Bills week 1 to start the season. It's a lot different than when we played Pittsburgh last year. Deep into the season, we knew who we were. They knew who they were. Now it's a clean slate for everyone. Everyone's starting 0-0 today, and we'll find out what we're made of. So, sorry about that. So, that's how I see it. Michael Murphy says this will definitely be a hard-hitting game. It's week 1. The blood's pumping. The defense is ready. The offense is ready. Both teams are so close together geographically that I expect, of course, 95% of the fans, 98% of the fans to be Bills fans in terms of the voice that they'll have in their seat. Don't be surprised if you see some travelers from Pittsburgh coming up to Buffalo, Orchard Park, New York, I should say, for this game. And that's another cool factor of this game is that you do have two really loyal fan bases that are in close proximity of one another, two very similar cities in terms of the people, hardworking, loyal, noble people, that I think that this could not be a better matchup week 1. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe I'm just so excited for this game. I'm overthinking it in that regard, but maybe I'm not. I'm very pumped up for this matchup. I feel like the matchup is perfect for week 1. So feel free to throw more comments down if you're tuning in on any of the Facebook groups, tuning in on YouTube, on the Thomas Take Sports Podcast YouTube channel. I did see some YouTubers on the show tuning in. I take it one of two ways. If you're tuning in and listening to what I have to say, obviously I appreciate it. So I appreciate anyone that takes the time out of their day to tune into the show. If you're tuning in and you're listening, that's a good thing. But if you tune in and comment, I can get you involved in the show. I want you to get involved. I want to read your comments. I want to hear your voices too, which is why I created the call-in feature for the show. You guys call in. I will definitely get to your questions on the show today. Now, keep firing those away while I give you my 3 things to watch for. What to watch for in this game. 3 things. 3 key factors. One of them was already taken by Cody White. He said the run defense. So that one's out. That one's out. I won't even mention it. I already mentioned it. But my number 3 thing to watch for is our secondary versus the Steelers wideouts. As I mentioned, you got Chase Claypool. You got Juju Smith-Schuster. You got Deontay Johnson. I'm curious to see how Trey White, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, and now a man that has been given the task of being that number 2 corner once again, Levi Wallace, how will they attack the Steelers wideouts? Our secondary versus Steelers wideouts, I think, is a crucial point in this game. On paper, I look at the fact that Trey White, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer have played together longer than Claypool, Juju, and Deontay Johnson. Don't forget the Steelers at one point had a man by the name of Antonio Brown. They had a man by the name of Le'Veon Bell. This team has changed a little bit in Pittsburgh over the last couple of years, and I think the continuity that Buffalo has had as an organization, not just offensively or defensively, but front office as well as coaching staff, I think that favors Buffalo in this what to watch for, I guess, matchup. That favors Buffalo quite well. But it's still something that I'm curious to see how it pans out. And yes, I will have a score prediction for this game. That's like the last thing that I do, so stay tuned for that. So what to watch for, number 2, the Matt Breida edition. Now, Matt Breida is a new running back on this team, of course, a new addition, guy that I've always liked, one of the fastest running backs in the National Football League, and one of the running backs that is a surefire bet to catch a pass or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 and get you more yards than what you expect. So Matt Breida, to me, I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. in this game. How will Brian Daboll use him in this offense? And it goes back to what I said as a key to victory. Show me something different. Showing me something different offensively does feature Matt Breida in that equation. Matt Breida is a decent running back. Matt Breida is somebody that has had successful years in this league in San Francisco. Didn't necessarily find himself in a legitimate role with Miami, but is somebody that I feel Buffalo rightfully added to the team and fits this offense and what this offense wants to do very well. So I'm curious to see how Matt Breida plays today, and more so, how will the Bills schematically use Matt Breida? Even if they don't throw him the ball, how will he be thrown out there? That I am very curious to see. And I hope my post-game show tonight, check that out as well. I'm hoping that I can come away from this game saying, yeah, Matt Breida was used. I want to see him out there. I want to see him mixed in with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, who I'm also very excited to see today. What to watch for? Number one, the new look front seven. And the new look front seven features not one, not two, but three new pieces. And I'll get to that in a second, because A.J. Epinesa is not a new player. This is his second year. He's a second-year pro. And new look front seven features Gregory Rousseau, Boogie Basham, and second-year pro A.J. Epinesa. But I say new look front seven because A.J. Epinesa was rolled in there with Mario Addison and Jerry Hughes, as well as Trent Murphy. Trent Murphy's gone. Mario Addison is probably in his last year in the National Football League. Jerry Hughes, for all we know, could be on his last year, maybe his second to last year in the NFL. But one guy that jumped out at me when I watched all the training camp footage over this offseason, one guy that jumped out at me was A.J. Epinesa. Not just physically, but mentally, he seems like a completely different guy heading into his second year, much more confident in his role within this defense, understanding not just the defense schematically, but what is his role. And playing at Iowa, being a high snap count defensive end, going from that to being in this rotational defensive line that Sean McDermott has integrated into Buffalo over the last 3-4 seasons is a big difference. And I think that's why we saw a little bit of, I don't want to say struggle, but I guess you could say a little bit of apprehension from A.J. Epinesa to just simply go for it, to just simply put himself out there, feast or famine. And the snap count just wasn't there because physically I don't think A.J. Epinesa was quite there as well. So now that we have Epinesa back, this new look physique, new look mentality, new and improved, pairing him with Gregory Rousseau and Boogie Basham, who were the first two draft choices in this past year's 2021 NFL draft by the Buffalo Bills. I don't know about you guys, but that is the one thing heading into this game that I'm more excited for than Josh Allen, than Stephon Diggs. Call me crazy, but I really want to see this new look front seven succeed. I think it can. And over the course of the draft, preparing for the draft as I do and looking at players and positions and stuff like that and where these teams could go and in which direction, Gregory Rousseau wasn't a name that I thought Buffalo would go after in the first round. And when they did, I thought, okay, he's got a lot of length. Physically, he's there. Last year, prior to his opt-out during the COVID stuff going on, he was second in sacks to Chase Young, who went on to be drafted by the Washington football team and be an X factor. So Gregory Rousseau, Boogie Basham, and second-year pro A.J. Epinesa lining up against a very weak Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, thin depth-wise as well. That is something that I am very much looking forward to, and that is my number one thing to watch for in this game. We got some comments here as well, so I'll get to those. Let's get to those comments. Michael Murphy says, finally, the Bills have a roster that's been together for a long time, and that continuity, speaking to it briefly here, I can honestly say that the continuity that we have been able to have is what makes good football teams. New England had the continuity. Pittsburgh has the continuity. All the teams that have been great over the last 20 years, 30, 40, even in NFL history, had that continuity. So it's nice to see. So, as we get close to the 35-minute mark, I like to keep these 35 minutes. Let's get to the Ryan Thomas score prediction for this week 1 matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have this game being a little bit closer than what most people think, but nonetheless, I do have it going down as a 31-21 victory for the Buffalo Bills, and I have it going down this way for a few reasons. I don't think the Bills' run defense is quite there just yet. I do see Najee Harris having a decent game today. If he doesn't, we could win this game by 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's like the fine line denominator of how the Bills can make this a blowout or just a nice, solid win. Adam Huxell said we just want a good, solid win. That's what he anticipates in this game, where they're wearing the white jerseys, getting the white out in this game. And I do believe that it'll be a 31-21 victory, due in large part to the fact that I think that both offenses are pretty good. Both defenses are pretty good. These teams are very well matched. They've had a whole, offseason to prepare for one another, preseason as well, to get ready for this game. And I'm very much looking forward to what tricks are up the sleeve of Brian Daboll, as well as this new look defense. This was awesome. Awesome to interact with you guys. I really appreciate the love and support. I like to keep these around 35 minutes just for, time's sake, not taking up too much time. I look forward to making that call-in feature more widely available. I know it's still pretty new, and it was kind of short notice for me to add this call-in feature to the show, but hopefully you guys, see the word that I'll spread in regards to call-ins. I really want to interact with you guys vocally. I really want to hear your voices and figure out what your takes are on all things Buffalo Bills. This is expected to be a year to remember, a season to remember for the Buffalo Bills, and I greatly look forward to covering the team once again on my show all season long. Pre-game and post-game shows, no matter what day the Bills are playing on, I will be able to provide you coverage week in, week out for the best fan base in the country. So last and certainly not least, I'm Ryan Thomas. That was the Thomas Take Sports Podcast Buffalo Bills pregame morning show. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game, everybody. The season is finally here. Something tells me it'll be a season to remember. Don't forget my new Substack newsletter, ryanthomas.substack.com. Articles each and every week covering all things sports within the Buffalo, New York community and beyond. So if you're looking to read some solid material, not only do I put it on the mic, put it on the camera, I put it on the paper as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it. I look forward to interacting with you guys tonight on the post-game show. Be bringing that around, probably at around 7 or 8 o'clock. Try to get it done prior to the Sunday Night Football game tonight as the Bears take on the Los Angeles Rams. New look Los Angeles Rams with Matt Stafford. That's a name to keep our eye out on as well with this new uniform. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Enjoy the game. I can't wait for this game. Take care.